I feel funny about my boyfriend hanging out with my roommate alone. They called me controlling.
Oh, we're not doing anything in here. We're just playing with worms.
So, first of all, I want to give a disclaimer that I know this is a matter of whose needs will be put first, mine versus roommate and ex. I also know that I cannot control who people hang out with, nor do I want to. I just need some help processing the situation and help setting boundaries. By the way, this comes from user MKS93, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, here is the situation. My ex-boyfriend, we dated for 10 months, roommate, 7 months of living together, and myself have been hanging out together a lot lately. We all enjoy similar activities like hiking, running, and skiing. A lot of our free time was spent together. 2 weeks ago, the three of us went on an overnight trip with 2 days of skiing and some sightseeing. Sometimes my roommate and my boyfriend would do things just the two of them, especially since they were the most skilled at athletic activities compared to me. This past Sunday, he came over to my apartment to hang out with my roommate and only told me after he organized things with her. I had no issues with this because I trusted both of them. 2 days ago, my ex somewhat blindsides me and broke up with me.
Interesting.
And I think I know why.
Yeah?
He realized you couldn't hang on the slopes, babe.
Ooh, on cloud 9.
He's like, I need someone who can shred the gnar, dude.
Someone that can go up on cloud 9 with me.
That's me. Ooh.
I need someone who can hit the double black diamonds.
No.
Or maybe
No.
maybe he preferred the master bedroom rather than whatever room you were in. You ever think about that?
I wouldn't say it was a mutual decision, but in hindsight, it makes sense. I'm obviously very hurt and sad. I'm losing a huge part of my life and someone I cared about deeply. Apparently, he had been thinking about it for the past week and a half and had even talked to my roommate about it. So when my boyfriend and I broke up, I told him that I was uncomfortable with him still hanging out with my roommate. To me, it felt like something I couldn't have. Both him and the activities they're doing together that I would have loved to do was being dangled in front of my face. I told him that it would really hurt my feelings to have reminders of him and the family-like bond I had with them. He accused me of being controlling, which I do agree with to some extent. I also feel that my argument is fair, especially since they met through me and he was the dumper. Losing friends/roommates of your ex seems like a consequence of breaking up. I talked to my roommate for 2 hours last night and expressed all my concerns. There we go. I even told her that I was concerned they would start liking each other and potentially date. Ooh, that's gonna blow your mind in about, I'm gonna say 7 to 8 minutes, OP. I always saw chemistry between them, but I wasn't worried at the time. If they were to start dating, I don't think I could live with her anymore. She was very understanding, but she said that she needs some time to think about what she is going to do. I'm just really upset and confused about this whole thing. I feel like if I were in her shoes, I would stop talking to the ex of my roommate simply to be kind and help her heal. I also understand that they are friends and value each other outside of any relationship they have or had with me. I'm asking for help in navigating the situation and whether I'm asking for something that's too much. Thank you. Now, the comments are going to nail this, right? Before we get into the comments, I'm just going to say that your roommate is going to get with your ex, and they are going to be extreme sports buddies.
Yep.
And they're going to enjoy it. And they're not going to care how it makes you feel.
No, red flag.
I'm asking for help in navigating this situation and whether I'm asking for something that is too much. Thank you. Here's the comments. I think a starting point would be to ask your roommate not to have him over to the apartment. Realistically, I don't think you can keep them from hanging out and being friends, but asking for them not to be in your living space while you're trying to get over the relationship as a request, I don't think that that's something anyone would find unreasonable. Long term, I'd see how things play out, and if she is still close friends with him as you're nearing the end of your lease, it may be a healthier choice for you to find a new roommate and move out. Correct. I'm just going to skip this to the update.
Yeah.
Because that's every comment's going to be exactly what we just said. So the past week has been really hard for me. I'm thankful that my boss is giving me 2 days off to recover and get back on my feet. W boss. That's crazy. 48 hours after the breakup, I talked to my roommate, and she said that while she understands how I feel, she will continue hanging out with him. I also talked to my ex and told him how uncomfortable I feel about the whole thing. He also said he understands, but thinks it's controlling of me to ask them not to hang out. Last week, they hung out for 5 days for hours on end. They did respect my request not to come inside the house when together, which I appreciate. Many posters suggested that they were having an affair. My ex claims that he did not break up with me to get with her. I did believe him at first, and maybe it was somewhat true, but I now think that something is going on and was going on. I found out that my roommate had a crush on my ex while we were dating, yet still continued to hang out with him alone while we were dating. All right, yeah, they were now there was an affair. There was an affair. Your roommate was getting with your ex. All right.
See?
Even if it wasn't physical, it was emotional.
Yeah, and you don't have to be cool about that. So this person is what, Riley?
Scumbag.
Not your boy.
Not your boy.
This is not your boy.
Absolutely not.
We got to start making that a thing.
Yep.
Not your boy. What are they?
Not your boy.
You could have been a little more enthusiastic about that, but I'll let it go.
Okay.
I asked my ex while we were still dating if we could hang out, just the two of us, a little bit more, and I was accused then of being jealous and controlling. Turns out I was onto something. I suspect they are now trying to hide their relationship from me, though I cannot be sure. I mean, of course they are. You literally told them they can't hang out in front of you, so of course they're going to hide it from you. 2 days ago, I told my roommate that I no longer think it's healthy for me to live with her. She was fine with this and is asking around for places to stay. I will also consider leaving if she cannot leave. The most crushing thing about all this is that the two of them were people I considered best friends. This is also happening less than 2 weeks after the breakup. It feels weird and rude to me. Of course, they are within their rights to do whatever, but I feel like I was betrayed even before the relationship ended. Maybe in time, I'll be happy for them. And by the way, I'd be happy if you listen to full episodes with stories like this. All you got to do is go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you really get your podcast from, and search OK Storytime. That's it. Search OK Storytime, and you got, like, I don't know. Somebody needs to do the math on how many hours of stories we have on the internet.
2,200.
So we do have a little bit of story left. Honestly,
Cheaters aren't cool.
cheating is not cool. Although I don't think you have the leverage to stand and say, like, hey, you can't do this, and I think you've realized that, and yeah, I think you need to just move on from these people. I know it sucks.
Yeah, you got to get out of there.
It really sucks, man. It does. Like, don't let my flippancy confuse you into thinking I don't actually feel for this at all. I do, but it's like you gotta move on.
Yep, you have to.
And the longer you hold on to this, like, the more of a detriment it's going to be to you. Like, the faster you can just let this go and this might honestly just be a case of like two people who are better fits for each other. It still doesn't excuse them.
But they cheated.
It doesn't excuse the affair. But at the end of the day, like, these are two people who might be more compatible than you even were with your ex.
Probably.
So it's like, who knows? We are going to finish up the story here. So, edit. You all are so kind. Thanks for the words of encouragement, tough love, and shared experiences. I'm staying with a friend tonight and am hoping that the move out situation goes smoothly. Living apart from my current roommate is the only viable option for me moving forward. I will also be cutting contact from both of them as soon as the living situation is settled. Yes, thank you, OP. Also, I am going to therapy tomorrow. Yes, what I was just about to say. And went last week, so I'm hoping that helps.
John, we're going to get back to the story, but I got to tell you, I've been loving these pearls that I got in Colombia.
You are a delicious beaded man now.
I do feel more confident at the very least, but I think these pearls pale in the amount of confidence an OK Storytime membership can get you.
That's right. You get 60 plus hours a month of exclusive live stream content. That's advice that'll make you the best version of yourself.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Crack open that oyster and get the blues. But let's get back to the story.
I'm so thankful I have off from work. It's been nice to just be able to rest. Edit 2, roommate confirmed in a convo today that they are more than friends. And there's some comments here. Let's see how the comments are going to back us up.
Is OP in any of them?
I think so, yes. Comment 1, everyone likes to think of themselves as the hero of their story. Currently, your roommate and ex are playing out their fantasy of being lovers against all odds. You're now the villain in their epic love story merely by advocating for your own needs. Also, that's extra. I don't know if that's the case, but it's definitely probably a case of like, oh my God, why can't we met in these crazy circumstances? That's what it is, at the very least. Moving out and leaving them behind is your best move. Do that. Yep. Reply, yep. Without a villain, the relationship will probably flounder very quickly. It was fun because it was secret and behind your back. Low-key facts, maybe. He breaks up with you. Then he uses the controlling defense to frame you as a villain. You break all contact and move on. Well, they lose all of the fun of sneaking around at first and then having a crazy ex being the bad guy. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, never mind. OP did not respond. So, yeah, I think
That's a good point.
My final take is going to be if there was no cheating here and they just like were friends that then developed feelings over time outside of y'all's relationship, that would be a completely different thing. But the fact that there was infidelity while you guys were together makes them really suck.
Crappy.
Honestly, they do. They suck.
Yeah.
They suck and it's a bad situation. And the best thing that you can do is just put it behind you, put it in the rearview mirror, work on yourself, go to therapy, sort it out.
Go to the gym. Maybe
Because-
do some snowboarding.
Yeah, go to the gym, learn how to
Become
shred.
a professional snowboarding gal, and then get in the Olympics and show them what's wrong. Be like, hey, F you.
And don't fall for the trap of thinking that you did something wrong. You didn't do something wrong.
Nope.
These people just saw an opportunity to be gross with each other, and they took it.
Yep.
And you know, it has nothing to do with you. The fact that you maybe can't ski or snowboard very well. It's like they're just trash a little bit, a little trashy. So yeah, don't let it get to you. You're on the upswing. You're up and up. Don't worry about it. But that right there, that is the end of that story.
If you want more stories like this, search for our podcast, OK Storytime, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.